Can experiencing a difficult life actually lead you to be a way better person in the long run? My belief is that yes. Honestly, tragic and traumatic and really devastating events that you unfortunately encounter, such as maybe losing your job, losing a loved one, seeing people around you lose their health because they didn't necessarily take care of it. I do think these things can make you a much better person. Why do I believe that? Well, speaking for myself, for example, seeing my father get older, seeing him in worse health, seeing him in poor shape, not really ever moving much, it has certainly lit a fire under my ass to take care of my health. I've also had a massive health scare in the past where I really needed surgery, didn't get surgery for a while, um, and then it took me about like a year to kind of fully recover from that in terms of diet and mental capacity and things like that. But I realized that that event has actually made me into a much better person because it's taught me that I do need to take things more seriously and I do need to go back to the drawing board and analyze what am I doing wrong? What can I do better? And ultimately my diet was really fucking bad, which I didn't realize, but my entire life I basically was underperforming. I I wasn't really locked in mentally. I wasn't doing shit. My I was consuming so much fat compared and carbs compared to like any actual. Okay, I sound like a dumbass, but basically I was eating a lot of processed foods from like dog shit fast food restaurants. And that ended up fucking up my gallbladder and forcing me to have surgery. And I lived with this for a very long time because I didn't end up getting surgery for a period of time, which is a whole story in itself, which had to do with listening to my mother's guidance. And I mean, I'm not. I learned from my mistakes. I'm not trying to justify it. As somebody who's like a trusting, I guess. Well, I was 20 at the time. I was still a kid, and honestly, quite frankly, I still am a kid. But I was 20 at the time, and I trusted my parent to guide me in the right direction and do what's best for me. And you could come to an idea on how that might not necessarily be the case if you have a narcissistic parent. Um, but honestly, regardless of how fucked up that situation was, I'm actually really grateful because it taught me to stop taking my health for granted. It taught me to start actually thinking about what I'm putting into my body and how it makes me feel, the consequences of those actions. And it also taught me to just try and live healthier. Like, being healthy is very important. That thing paired with my father's health degrading over time because he would drink in the past, he would be, not very mobile, just sat at home, poor diet, not much movement. You could see how that's a recipe for disaster. That has lit a fire under my ass, and I started going to the gym like fucking crazy. And I can safely say that, as unfortunate as it is that I have to live through this trauma every single day and see my father in poor health because he didn't necessarily take care of his health, it's actually improved my life drastically, and it's shown me the path. It's shown me who I want to be. It's shown me who I am, like where I'm willing to go. Because I've started going to the gym, I've started to obviously as you start doing something more, you start to kind of master it and refine what you're doing. And I've realized I can push myself. I can push myself very way further than what I think sometimes. If it wasn't for experiencing intense amounts of negativity and just really fucked up shit happening to me, I wouldn't know how far I'd be willing to take everything. I wouldn't push myself as hard as I know that I can now that I've experienced those things. We all love the story of the underdog. And quite frankly, it feels very good to come from nothing and build something from that. I am grateful that I have suffered, as fucking weird as that sounds. I am grateful that a lot of fucked up shit has happened to me because it's forced me to be a better person. I'm grateful that maybe I haven't had a brother to look up to because that's forced me to be a leader for myself, and it's forced me to figure out stuff on my own a lot more than if I had somebody to listen to. If you can channel all of that fucked up shit that has happened to you into something like your workout, whatever you're passionate about, in my case, I suppose it's working out, whether it's art, whether it's fucking music, whether it's literally just making people's lives better around you. I think you could use that massive source of anger, hatred, fear. I think you can use that to take action. And fear, anger, they can be some pretty powerful motivators. If I didn't have a really difficult life, I would never be able to actually achieve a physique that is respectable. I would never actually push myself to stop being anorexic and actually get my life together for the sake of having more energy, having a better existence overall. If I didn't experience this fucked up shit, I wouldn't be who I am today. So maybe it isn't the worst thing, as god awful as it is. Maybe there's actually some benefits to it. Like, maybe you can help people out in the future because of what you've gone through. Maybe you can grow stronger as a result of it and become a better person and build upon your relationships and learn from that experience. Learn how to treat people and such, regardless of what your trauma is. I believe there's power in it. And I believe even though you might be emotional right now, this experience will actually benefit you in the long term. And it will teach you about life. It will teach you about yourself. It will teach you things like how you will treat people because of how other people have treated you and made you feel. It will teach you to stop taking life for granted. Life is this really weird thing where it's fucking fragile. You never really know when it'll be your last day or your loved one's last day. So you really have to take advantage of the opportunity that you have, even when you are emotional, to tell people that you love them, for example. Don't rob yourself of the opportunity to see the beauty in life in all of the different perspectives that you could possibly have because you are super emotional at the moment. You will grow from this god-awful circumstance that you are in. It's just a matter of getting through it. And you are a very strong individual. You are very resilient. I know you will make it through. I believe in you. And once you are able to digest some of that emotion and process what's happened, it may be a few weeks, it may be a few months, it may be a year or two down the line. But once you are able to detach from that intense level of emotion, you will grow from this experience. You will realize that you wouldn't have actually had it any other way. Why? Because you learned. You learned from life. Life is an incredible teacher. It will teach you the hard way who and what is right for you. And then you can make a decision. Until then, I understand things are really fucking hard. And trauma isn't exactly a good thing. But down the line, I believe you can use your experience, your negative, god awful experience, to actually make the world a better place. Why? Because humans are capable of this absolutely beautiful fucking idea, which is you are able to transmute coal into diamonds using your brain. You are able to take one of the worst situations that anybody could possibly be in and actually find good in that. You can turn fucking cow manure into gold. Believe it or not. It starts with the perspective that life is going to be really fucking hard. And we're going to encounter really devastating moments that knock us down, like to an unbelievable extent. But it is not over. There's more to it. Right now, you are very emotional, so you only see the bad. It is really hard to see down the line what good will come of living with a narcissist, or losing a loved one, or seeing your loved ones wither away. There is strength in it. Those people empower us. Those people, we will not let ourselves become that way. We are better than that.